Hello everyone, DonTheCrown here, and if you've been wondering what stash tabs to get or how to spend those points that you got when you got your Path of Exile 2 key, this is the video for you. So it is once again time for a stash tab sale here at Path of Exile 2, and I guess it's the very first one ever actually. And what that means is for the next couple of days, all of the different stash tabs are going to be on sale, and we're going to talk about all of them real quick. So I own pretty much tons of tabs, with the exception of two, which are the gem stash tab and the flash stash tab, which I'm actually just going to buy the gem tab right now, confirm my purchase like so. And so let's go through the different tabs that I think are super priority. And number one is the currency tab. Currency tab is certainly, I think, hands down, without any questions, the most important tab for you to have. And that is because if you don't have one of these, it is really easy to just fill up an entire tab full of junk. It is really hard to know how much currency you have, where the currency you have is, and it's just kind of really all over the place. As you can see right now, it's a little bit less stressful, but even if I just pull out all of this stuff into just one spot here in my inventory, you can see that's taking up quite a bit of inventory space. Plus, if I have like wisdom scrolls or whatever, or all of these runes, just like absolutely just filling up my inventory. And so I think that having a stash tab for currency, if this is going to be the only one you buy, is going to be pretty darn good. And a big part of that is just because like it just helps you understand how much currency you have and like where the currency kind of is, and you don't kind of lose it. Now, one of the things that's very powerful about stash tabs is that if you right click on them at the top here, you can name them whatever you want, you can color them whatever you want, and you can apply affinities, and you can apply currency affinity to this tab. So if I take out all my chaos orbs here and I'm on another tab and I move between them by pressing left and right arrow, if I control click the chaos orb in here, it goes right to where the affinity tab is. So I don't have to even be on the correct tab. And I think this is really important. Now, the next tab here would normally be, this is where I would put my map tab if I had one, because they don't have the map tab yet. I would say that if the map tab was in the game, that this would probably be my number 2 recommended tab, because it is really annoying having to organize map tab right now. This is kind of what your currency tab might end up looking like if you didn't have a currency tab. We have the essence tab. I don't think that this is super duper important. What this does is it takes essences that you get from monsters, and you can potentially just like store all of these in one stash tab as well. These don't stack up very high either. However, I don't think that it's going to be really important in terms of like, you're not going to get spam with this as much. And same thing with the delirium tab here. This takes rewards from delirium, stacks them up for you, and allows you to like put stuff in here. I think you might even be able to put maps in here, maybe some sort of special delirium maps in here. But this is like not really a super duper special tab. And then the last special tab is the unique tab. This is hands down the most expensive tab, and certainly probably the least important out of all of them. This just gives you a spot for every single unique one time. And that's not really, I don't think it's very important to be able to show off your uniques. And this is, I think, believes the most expensive out of all of the stash tabs. So the gem stash tab is 30, the flash tab is another 30, but then I believe the unique tab is 11 or 110, not 11. So it's quite a bit more expensive for this tab. I'm not really sure why it's so much more expensive, but it just kind of is what it is. Now, the next tab that is pretty important is probably upgrade to premium stash tab. So a normal stash tab, I don't believe has the ability to like be colored, change all the colors and all the information about it, nor can you interact with trade. And trading in this game is actually pretty darn important, and you're not gonna be able to really sell things without a premium stash tab. And this is kind of like where a little bit of like maybe pay to win kind of comes from. Typically, like PoE is referred to as a free to play game. However, PoE2 is right now a pay to play game, and having a premium stash tab is certainly more powerful than not having one, and it's a lot more quality of life to have it. So this is certainly a little bit of pay to win. However, it's not super duper egregious in my mind. And so what you can do with the premium stash tab is you can set it to be public, and you can set a price either on each individual item individually, a negotiable price, or an exact price. I always do exact price, and you can set the amount of currency and the type of currency. You can also set affinities for stuff in here as well. However, I don't really do that. And yeah, so everything in this tab, I just like is 5 chaos. I'll just throw kind of stuff in there that I think would be kind of worth it. And then here I have a premium quad tab where I've priced everything at 1 Exalt, and I kind of will just throw stuff in here. And if it sits in there for a few days, I will just either move it down 1 tab, or I can even just move the whole tab down. So I could like delete everything out of this tab and then reprice it higher up. And I can move my 2 Exalt tab down to being 1 Exalt just by changing the price like so. And that would lower the price on everything in the tab. And this is very useful just for like selling things. And typically I like to have an exact price tab where I have stuff that like I'm selling specifically for, you know, a specific price. In order to do that, I just right click on the item and then I say exact price. You can put a note on things. So if you're like note, use this to ascend, you can have like notes and stuff on this. And also can possibly allow you to like, if you want to put like a note on something that you'll have for sale, like note, bought this for 4x and cost 4x to craft up. I could do something like that, put it on a scroll of wisdom below the hat. It's kind of this different stuff people do. Now for the gem tab that we just bought here, pretty sure that what this is going to do, like I said, I've never owned one of these before, but if I grab some of my gems and stuff here out of the stash and it's just going to put it in here, we can see that we have different level 1 gems in here and a whole bunch of different stuff. And so I can now sort all of my different gem tabs and stuff. And I'm not really sure why this is saying these are level 1 down here. This is certainly not a level 1 gem. This is like, you know, a level 14 gem, but we'll kind of see exactly how this works. Let's just go grab a whole bunch of stuff in here. And this is stuff that I've like either used before or I've tested out. And we just like go through everything in this tab. And let's see. So it looks like all of the gems that you actually like level up are in their own little spot. And you can even possibly go search by skill, support, persistent buff, or even just uncut. And so this is definitely pretty useful. Now this does have a maximum number of items socketed, so you will hit the cap with this. And I will probably hit the cap with this pretty quickly, I would guess. And it is somewhat useful to hold on to some of these lower level uncut gems as I've been going through and testing different things. I definitely have needed lower level uncut skill gems and things because they just have higher stat requirements. I just want to try out the gem anyways, so you're not necessarily always wanting to delete. So I think that with the new system, the new gem tab has kind of become important. And if you right click it on this little drop down menu here, it goes all the way to the top. So I can just do that real quick. We're going to make it a particular color. I'll put it right over there. And then I'm probably going to clean out this entire tab here. I can drag them left and right to potentially move them. And another thing you can do is how do I do this again? I think I have to go here. All right, so create new folder. This creates a folder based off of whatever tab that you're on. And then that tab will now basically be in a folder of stuff. And so in here, I have all of the tabs that are just premium tabs that I've bought over the years, or some of the quad tabs, and just kind of storing them away. As you can see here, I have a ton of premium tabs. And the reason for this is because they don't allow you to merge 4 premium tabs into 1 quad tab, which I would really love. I really don't enjoy having so many normal tabs. I bought them many years ago, back before quad tabs even existed. I mean, I played the game before the currency tab, or really, I think any of the specialty tabs existed. And so, yeah, I would definitely highly recommend getting the currency tab for sure. And that's really pretty much it. I think that like right now during a stash tab sale really is the best time to buy this stuff. They go on pretty frequently. You're going to be saving like 25%, even up to 34% on some of the stuff. And I really do think that if you're trying to play the game without a premium stash tab, you're going to be in pretty big trouble because just selling stuff is practically impossible. You can do some shenanigans with the forums, supposedly. I don't know if that actually works in PoE2. I'm sure there'll be people down in the comments being like, you can do all the trade through the forums, but it really is quite different being able to just go and price something up that I want. Like, oh, I want to price this to 10 exalts. Super duper easy to do. And then people will be able to message you. People will be able to find it on pathofexile.com/trade2 and be able to find this stuff really, really easy. And so, yeah. Now, one last thing here, you might notice that all of these runes are in this bottom slot down here. This is pretty much like a free space slot, like a whole bunch of different stuff can go in here, not things that can be crafted. Things that can be crafted can go in this upper tab up here. But I like to put like all my runes in here because there's enough space for them. And most importantly, if you don't put them in one of these stacking tabs, they only sit in stacks of 10, as opposed to, I believe, probably stacking up to like 999 or maybe even 99. And you just do get a lot of these runes, and it's kind of a pain in the butt to have to deal with them otherwise. And so you highly recommend that. You might be able to stack them up here in this essence tab as well, but there's obviously less spots for some reason. The delirium tab, I don't really know what goes in this bottom spot. It's like I said, it's probably going to be a map that has been deliriumed. Let's go try it out. Okay, there we go. So this is kind of a map tab, but only if you've put delirium on a map. So there we go. That's pretty much all I know about the stash tabs. I don't intend to buy the flask tab at all. I don't really think that these are very good. I don't really think that it's something I really need per se. Maybe just like for organization might be something. Maybe I will buy it after all. I have all of the other ones after all. Might as well. Screw it. Oh wait, this is guild. Oh yeah, so there's guild stash tabs. So guild stash tabs are different than your main stash tab. Almost forgot about this. So if you are in a guild, you can have a stash tab that is just for the guild. This allows anyone who's in the guild to have access to it, depending on what the guild master sets up. Now, the strange thing here is the guild stash stuff did not carry over from PoE1 to PoE2, and so you have to rebuy all of that stuff. I don't really intend to do that. For the most part, what would happen is people just throw all sorts of like 4-link or just like random 5-link gear in here, or people would put every single Terminus S they would find in the guild stash tab. But if you want, you can potentially go and I believe donate points to the guild bank in order for people to buy those. But yeah, that's not something that I'm going to buy for myself. I'm going to buy the flask tab here and confirming my purchase. And this will probably just allow me to throw different flasks in there, which I guess might be useful if I decide I want to actually go through the campaign again. I haven't really been holding on to flasks all that much. So let's just go set this to being flasks. And then we just dump stuff in here, see what happens. Oh, this is actually kind of nice because it gives you the different level ranges for things. And so especially if you're just like picking these up and throwing them in your tab, be able to kind of see all of them. You can sort them different ways: item level, base type, quality. So I can like always look for things that have quality, or you can like only look for life or mana flasks. So maybe possibly useful. I'm probably going to throw it down here below my unique tab. I don't believe, oh, you can actually set affinities for uniques. I probably wouldn't recommend this because sometimes the uniques will just vaporize into your stash tab if you aren't realizing that you're doing that. But yeah, that's pretty much the stash tabs. You want to get the currency tab. You want to get at least one premium tab, maybe a premium quad tab, just so you have more space to sell stuff. And that's pretty much it. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments or other tips in the description down or the comments down below, and come by the stream.